All right, so we are back after like a month. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pucks and Brews. I am your host, Michael Shades Faracino, alongside, as always, Liam the Chell Master Godimer. Liam, it's been way too long.
It has been way too long, Shade. It's great to be back with you on Pucks and Brews. And yeah, no, it's awesome.
Just
Glad to be
think,
talking hockey and Rangers hockey specifically. So
yeah, just think. Last time we recorded was before I ran the New York City Marathon. So
you
it's
got to fill
December
everybody
5th.
in. You got to fill everybody in, Shades. What do we got here?
I finished 4 hours, 29 minutes, and 12 seconds, which beats my old record by 12 seconds.
There you go.
Not
Awesome.
even joking. And with
That's
that, we will celebrate with a non-alcoholic beverage. We are not sponsored. I just love ginger ale, Canada Dry or Schweppes, but I just so happen to be drinking Canada Dry right now. And I hope that came across on the microphone, but we're gonna crack it open right now,
cheers with you, buddy.
taking a sip, and then I'm gonna do a double cheers because it's been over a month since we recorded. I got my large Dunkin' cold brew,
There it is.
so I am not gonna sleep tonight. Oh, oh my God, it's been a while since I've had this. I miss this.
It's not Pucks and Brews without a cold brew.
That is true, whether it be coffee or alcohol, but I don't drink alcohol. So
Yeah,
sorry.
makes two of us.
Yeah, but at least you have like one every like once in a blue moon. I just
I
don't have
will.
anything.
I will dabble. Yes, I'm not. I am not cold turkey for sure.
No, I'm 100% cold turkey, and I'm gonna be going back and forth between the ginger ale and the cold brew. So I'm really gonna just
Yeah,
be
you're
off
gonna
the
be
rails
throwing
at
your
some point.
body for a whim here.
Yeah, next you just see me friggin' just start like levitating, like Mike, what's going on? It's like I don't know. But yeah, so it's been literally over a month. Uh, a lot has happened. I'm just going to gloss over a few things that I don't necessarily want to go into too much detail about as part of the intro, but obviously we had a very scary situation and really tragic and unfortunate situation with Adam Johnson over in Europe. Rest in peace. Awful situation. It The only positive to come out of that is they've started to, I think, regulate more neck padding for hockey players, which, to be honest, is a positive.
Yeah, it's a long time coming for sure. I'll reiterate what you said. Rest in peace to Adam Johnson. Just a super scary situation, and hockey is a dangerous game. And that reared its ugly head. A little over a month ago. So I mean, hey, the Nottingham Panthers, I believe the team was, their entire community, fan base, team has rallied around one another. And in a situation, such as this, that's all you can do. So.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate, but it's a scary reminder of how dangerous sports can be.
And I can tell you, at least at the ECHL level, I have seen quite an increase in the use of neck padding since the incident. So I think, in whatever league you're in, I think we're starting to see an increase and, just more importance put on that and the safety regarding, that area. So.
Yeah, it is a area that is pretty exposed while you play hockey, so to have some type of uh guard is definitely helpful.
Right, for sure.
So we go from that to we there was this whole Corey Perry situation where they did not want to give any information, probably for the best. I'm going purely based on what I heard from a friend. It might have had something to do with alcohol and team sponsors. So I'm not trying to throw anything out there. I'm not trying to throw something out there hoping it sticks. This is just what I heard, and we have nothing to back this up. So can't sue me.
Well, what was originally thrown out there before the Blackhawks made their statement was just completely ridiculous.
Yes.
Shouldn't have been put out there. I don't even want to, kind of bring light to what was said, by even mentioning the specifics of it. It was just crazy, completely false. The Blackhawks put it to bed, quite soon. And as you said, whether it was a sponsor, whether it was a team employee, Corey Perry did say that he is going to get help for alcohol. And again, I think we're never going to find out the true semantics of the situation right now. All you can do is speculate, and there's no reason to speculate. Corey Perry needs help. He realizes he does, and he's going to get the help he needs, and the NHL is going to help him do that. The Blackhawks terminated his contract, and that ends the relationship between the player and the team. That's
Yeah, and just
it.
this, literally out of all the teams that this was going to happen to, Chicago did not need this right now.
No, they did.
Yeah,
They
because
won.
everyone knows what went on a few years back. And also, I will say it was not right in the slightest, but if you're just scrolling through Twitter and you're just in one of those moods and that pops up on your timeline, I will say part of me did find it quite entertaining that people actually went there. And some of the jokes were funny, but I mean, I don't condone it. I stayed out of it. I didn't say anything. But
Yeah, it's
there was a sick part of me that thought whoever actually made that up, one, it's funny, but two, it is very fucked up.
and I kind of think what's happened in the past with the Blackhawks kind of made it seem almost, as a feasible situation. Well, like I said before, it's not completely fabricated, made up. And again, I'm not going to, I'll mention the player. I won't mention the situation, but poor Connor Bedard,
Yeah,
right? I mean, come on, you're 18 years old. It's the first season in the NHL. You got to be dealing with that,
yeah,
amidst the team, a time where your team is going through constant turmoil. Kind of disappointed in the hockey community that they kind of did that. Was it funny for a second or two there? Like you said, Shades, maybe. But besides that, we got to stop doing stuff like this. That's
yeah,
using social media for the bad,
yeah. No, social media can be a very, very dark place sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, speaking of teams, but we're gonna go over to a team that's in a very good situation right now, as opposed to the Blackhawks. Both, turmoil wise in the news and in the standings. Our New York Rangers are number one in the NHL, Liam.
What a wonderful sentence that is to hear, Shades.
It is.
I
It
mean,
really is.
you got two goaltenders. You can argue that Jonathan Quick is having a better season than Igor Shesterkin is, and they're both having pretty good seasons.
From a
Uh,
numbers wise, you could make that argument right now.
you could. Alexis Lafreniere has fully come into his own. I think it's kind of safe to say that. He is a driver of offense, legitimate top six offense alongside Artemi Panarin. And Shades, the biggest thing for me, and I'm sure you'll agree, the head coaching of Peter Laviolette, that was the biggest question mark in the offseason, right? It was John Hines or Peter Laviolette. And it was kind of between, choosing two of the same, and the Rangers end up going with the safer choice in Laviolette, and oh boy, is it paying off. I mean, the style that they are implementing night in and night out, the amount of depth they have, from Johnny Brodzinski to Nick Bonino to Tyler Pitlick, to all of these guys, Jimmy Vesey, who wasn't drawing into the lineup earlier this season, which is
For some
crazy
reason.
crazy to me then and crazy to me now. But Shades, I'll let you go. But it's just been a magical start for the Rangers, and I hope they keep it up. It's a long season, so you're gonna go through your downs for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've had to miss quite a number of games. The marathon did not help with that. Me being sick two different times over the span of 8 days did not help with that. I'm good, by the way. I just had a stomach bug. It did like take me out for like two whole days though, which was not fun. But we're all good. Like everything's back to normal. I'm eating again. We're good. But yeah, Laviolette's system of the 1-3-1 has definitely helped this team. But I think the main thing, like outside of the system, it actually looks like the players are bought into the system, unlike Gallant. And not to rip on Gallant, but he was very much a hands-off type of coach, hands-off type of leader. Laviolette is not that, and that was something that the team desperately needed. Would you agree on that?
100%. The team needed a coach that was going to light a fire under them. And like you mentioned, Shades, Gerard Gallant never, ever did that. And Peter Laviolette is a no BS type of coach. I mean, there is a reason why he has had a multitude of success with many different teams throughout his head coaching career. And he's proving it right now. I mean, again, just in every aspect of the game, the Rangers are truly excelling. It's not just the offense. It's not just the ability to, implement their system and, create 5-on-5. It's their power play. Their special teams is amazing. Their special teams is back to where it was right a couple of years ago, to where they were top 3% of the league, pretty much all the way through the season. Their PK, very, same thing. Their defense, I mean, look at their defensive core right now. Adam Fox goes out for a long period of time, and we don't skip a beat. Eric Gustafson jumps in and makes the power play arguably better than it was with Fox on the top unit before. So Keandre Miller really coming into his own. I mean, looking to what he's been doing on the offensive side of the puck. Jacob
Yeah,
Trouba,
as soon as I drop him in fantasy, yeah.
Trouba had a down year last year. He's had a resurgence. What a year for Jacob Trouba so
Oh,
far.
I have finally figured out Jacob Trouba. I have finally figured it out.
Please.
It's the coach.
Okay, the coach.
Because look who his coach was in Winnipeg. Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice is a very, very hard. Okay, I was gonna say he is a hard ass, but he doesn't come across as much of a hard ass as other coaches. But he's definitely a hard ass that makes sure he stays on top of his players, making sure they do what they need to do, and he's very system focused.
And then Trouba comes in and immediately plays under Gallant,
who is as almost polar opposite of that as you can be, and his play took a noticeable turn. Yep. Now we have Laviolette again. But hard on his players, holds everybody accountable, make sure every player is back checking and putting effort in, which is something that Gallant should have been doing, but I really don't mean to keep harping on Gallant. It's just you have to compare. Yeah. I'm not even trying to shit on Gallant. Over the offseason and last year, I was 100% doing that. I was doing it intentionally, I should say. Not doing it intentionally now, but I digress. But yeah, no. As long as he has a coach that stays on top of him and the players are doing what they're supposed to be doing and the coaches are making sure the players are doing what they're supposed to be doing, you're going to get the most out of a team.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't have said it any better myself. 100% with you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Adam Fox did go on IR for a little bit. Is he playing right now, actually? Is he back?
Yes, I believe so. He is back.
Okay, good. I missed him. I'm glad he's back.
Fox is back. And again, that's just that depth on defense that the Rangers have right now. I mean, you look at all three pairing shades. I mean, I am confident in all three pairings. Yeah. The only thing that worries me is Ryan Lindgren might be playing hurt, but Lindgren's always playing hurt. You have Fox and Lindgren. You have Miller, who I mentioned, and Trouba, two players who are having great years, and Schneider and Gustafson. I mean, I can't talk enough good about Eric Gustafson as well. Kako is injured. Filipino is injured. Those two things are unfortunate, neither of which were producing prior to their injuries. But for me right now, I just need to see growth out of players who are on the ice. And right now, Alexis Lafreniere is a young player that's on the ice, and I have seen growth. Will Cooley is a young player who's been on the ice, and I've seen growth. I haven't seen growth. Second, Will Cooley has come into the NHL. He is an impact player.
See, he's one of those guys. He's one of those players that fits under Gallant. I'm not Gallant. Jesus Christ, Laviolette.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't think Cooley would have fit too well under Gallant, to be honest.
No, although he is a type.
No young player would.
No, Cooley is the type of player that we were screaming for that this team needed last year. So.
Right.
We got him. We got a good coach right now, and he is definitely excelling.
And look how much depth we have as well. I think, General Manager Chris Drury deserves a ton of credit. And, I talk about the depth on defense, but I'm really talking about the depth up front. I mean, the fact that you can interchange Nick Bonino, Tyler Pitlick, Jimmy Vesey, all of these guys, they've been dynamite for the Rangers. Barclay Goodrow, same thing. He might be overpaid, but again, you can manipulate your fourth line to the matchup that you're playing against. And I think that's where Laviolette really exceeds. So again, just all areas of the team right now. I mean, we have the best goalie coach in the NHL. It doesn't matter who comes in as a backup in recent years. They're just killing it. Jonathan Quick, who many thought were on the last legs of his career, although he had a good ending, with Vegas. He comes in and he's arguably the best backup in the NHL.
Yeah, he's another interesting story. But before I get back to him, I do want to talk about the kids again. Kako, Hedel, and Lafreniere. Hedel is, I feel so bad for this kid. He just cannot stay healthy. Every time he legitimately gets going and starts playing really well, and just starts producing, he gets hurt. And it really hurts as a fan.
Yeah. Hedo's just one of those injury prone players, right?
Unfortunately.
He's extremely talented, but again, for the Rangers, it's not really the worst thing when, to have a fully rested Filipino for the stretch run. And again, it's those guys I just mentioned, Nick Bonino, Tyler Pitlick, sure, you don't love to have those guys in your bottom six, but they can fill in and they've been doing a damn good job in Hedo's absence. Look, the Rangers are missing Hedo and Kako, two players at the beginning of the season. You and I both expected to be staples in the top six. If I had told you before the beginning of the season that Hedo and Kako were going to be out long term at the beginning of the year, would you have been worried? I would have.
Yeah.
But Drury has built a team to where
And the Rangers down 1-0.
That's why I looked at the screen and I didn't want to
Yeah,
say.
we are in fact recording this episode on Tuesday, December 5th. It is currently the first period of the Rangers and Senators game. Go on, Liam.
Slap shot through traffic for Ottawa there.
Damn.
Chuck got it. Brady. Yeah, so
This is in fact episode number 50, milestone episode of Pucks and Brews. So nice.
the Will Cooley episode.
Hey.
50, right? Yeah, you should be.
Man, nice backup blue shirts reference. I like that.
Yeah. I liked it when you guys named the episodes. That was fun.
That was a fun time, and looking up players on the spot, like, oh, this player wore this number. What the hell?
Really?
Yeah.
But magical
yeah.
stuff. Rangers shades, really. I mean, I didn't expect him to be number one in the league, but here we are.
No, and on to Kako. Dude, he is such a weird case this season because he was actually playing pretty darn well at the start of the season, and it was just not translating into points whatsoever. You want to know what that kind of reminds me of, although it's not the same situation at all? Remember when Nash was on the Rangers and it was like bless you. It was like 2016, 2017. He was playing fantastic offensively, and one of the most snake-bitten players I've ever seen. Like I said, bless you again. Like I said, totally different situation, but oh my goodness, bless you again. Dear Lord, Liam. Get it together.
Yeah, I'm sorry. At least I muted myself during them, so you couldn't hear it. Yeah. Hold on, I think there's another one coming. Continue what you're saying
dear
about
Lord. Anyway, it just goes to show you can play well and just have it not translate to the points. Have it not translate to the stat sheet, which is a shame.
Well, I just think that's the type of player that Kako is, to be honest. I mean, he's a defensive first forward. I mean, his play
bless
style,
you for the fourth time, by the way.
Thank you. His play style should translate to more points, but I'm not surprised why it was not. And how many games did he play before he got injured? Was it what, like 10, 15?
I'm looking that up right now.
Somewhere in that mix.
I'll look it up. Continue what you were saying.
But yeah, I just don't think he's that type of player. I don't think he's a player that you can expect to be like Lafreniere, to be a consistent 65 to 75 point guy on the wing. I think he is more of a power forward who is going to help defensively up front.
Yeah, it was 20 games, by the way.
20. Okay.
2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. Not what you want to see out
Those
of
numbers are still not good enough.
No,
yeah,
not what you want to see out of a second overall pick.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Now, granted, he has developed quite nicely defensively. I was
about to say, like, if you had asked me before Hedo kind of broke out in the beginning, in the middle of last season, which of the 3 forwards I was most confident about, I would have said Kako. I really would.
Really, because I would have probably stuck with Hedo.
Yeah, I just think, kind of teaching, how to play on the defensive side of the puck is easier said than done. It's kind of something that you inherently know how to do or you don't.
Yeah.
So that's why I had faith in Kako, and also his physical attributes too. I mean, what is he like? 6'4", 6'5", 215. So as long as you have that size.
Oh, did NHL? Oh no, he's 6'2", 205.
6'3".
I thought the NHL app took away that info for a second. I'm like, why would you take that away? No, false alarm. And then we move on to Alexis Lafreniere. Holy shit, man. He actually looks like a top of the draft selection right now.
He does. And this is the player that we saw in juniors. And this is the player, that we saw prior to him getting drafted.
Yeah.
And again, it only took him to get faith from his head coach playing alongside Artemi Panarin for an elongated period of time. Because you'll remember under Gallant, Lafreniere got some playing time with Panarin, but it would be like 1 or 2 games. They wouldn't light it up, and then Gallant would just break him up.
Yeah, here
And
was the weird thing about Lafreniere under Gallant. He
yeah,
literally, like that entire kid line, they did not work away from each other, which was fascinating.
right. Well, I did agree with Gallant at the time that the kid line did work best with
Oh,
Lav,
100%.
you know. But with that said, I think you kind of have to separate the kids by their skill set. And I think if you look at Alexis Lafreniere, I think it's easy to understand why he would have success playing on the opposite wing of Artemi Panarin. I mean, you have two pass first players who are also have a knack for finishing around the net. I mean, it works.
Yep.
If you put a centerman in there that's hardworking and can kind of complement each of their play styles, it's going to be fantastic. And that's what it's been. So,
Yeah, fascinating player though, because he's just like you did not see an inkling of this over the last 3 years, and now he takes just a massive step forward.
I think you saw flashes, but you never saw him put it together consistently. And that's my big thing for him this year. Like right now, he's had a great start, but I need to see him at the end of the season play 75 to 80 games and put up at least 55 points. I need to see that.
Yeah, that's
You know,
fair.
so if he can do that, I'll be confident. But his play early on this season is extremely encouraging.
Okay, I'm gonna half walk back what I said. You saw flashes of him being a top six forward. Now you're seeing flashes of him being a bona fide first liner.
Right, right,
Yeah.
definitely. He's starting to get that finishing ability and he's starting to put it all together. And he's playing with confidence and he's shooting the puck. And again, it takes time. It takes time. I'm sure 2 years into Kreider's career, nobody would expect him to be a 50 goal scorer one day. So
Yeah, still wasn't expecting that. Am I thinking he's
by his
gonna
eighth season, you weren't expecting that?
actually no.
No,
Because when did he score 50? His ninth season?
I think
His ninth full
that's
season?
what I was thinking. I think his ninth season. Yeah.
Yeah, it took him. The guy literally went from he couldn't get above 28 and he only had over 22 goals twice. All of a sudden he gets 50 and you're just like, wait a minute, what the hell?
What
Literally,
happened?
I would love to see like if there would have been an over under on whether he gets 50 again, like the following season. I don't know if there was or not because I didn't. I, I don't know what app I would have even had to check for that, but I
What do
would
you
have.
have season? 37, I think.
He had 30 something. It was around 35. But if you would have told me, is he going to hit 50 again? I would have hammered the no.
Well, I mean, shades, don't look out now. But if you look at his stats this season, he's got 14 goals in 23 games.
He does. He does. And I make the joke every single time he scores because 90% of his goals are like tip ins and deflections. That every time he misses like a wide open net or he has a grade A chance where he has to shoot the puck into the net and not deflect it or tip it, most of the time he misses or the goalie just makes an insane save. And I'm just like, this guy Kreider, man. It's just like
Oh, shorthanded breakaway. Oh man, that sucks.
I'm like, this guy Kreider, man. It's like he can only score on tips and deflections. Like, what the hell?
No, he's got the tips, he's got the deflections, and he's got the patented backhand move on the breakaway
Oh
that
yeah.
he always does.
Yeah, I love how he has the backhand move, Mika has the forehand move, and
Yeah.
it's just like it's incredible watching players over the years score using the same exact move. I'm like, do goalies like ever scout individual players who have like
Oh,
limited moves on breakaways or something?
dude, like Zuccarello. Like he always did that move where he would just come in, stop, go backhand, forehand, and completely undress the goalie.
Or
Yeah.
just dead controller and then just
Or just dead
and
and
then
then,
dead controller and then
yeah. Straight over the glove under the bar.
see that one you can't really do anything about it because you like it happens so quickly that you're just like by the time you respond the puck is in the net and you're just like god damn it.
Yeah, and again, it's the hands, right? Of Zook. Yeah,
That's my still my boy.
yeah, still my boy too. Hey, the Wild are having a pretty bad year this year and retain some salary. Maybe we see him again. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, if Drury trades for him at the deadline, I'm gonna celebrate.
He's making 6 million a year, so it'd have to be some serious retention. But
Yeah,
that's something nice you like to think about.
I would
Maybe
like that.
I know way too early to be talking about trade deadline, but a lot of people were talking about Duclair too after his good
I
game against.
did see that. I did see that. And the
Uh,
weird thing is, after all these years, if you had to pick one weakness on the Rangers roster, it's right wing on paper.
100%.
Like if you had to nitpick something.
Yep. And who was the last top line Rangers right wing? I have a name in mind, but I don't know if I have to go that far back.
How far back you thinking? And who are you thinking? Because
I- I'm
this is another one of my boys.
I'm thinking like a top line right wing because Zook was never a top line.
He was a top six guy for sure.
He was a top six guy.
Okay, give me a who you're thinking, and then give me a top six guy.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm completely missing out on somebody. Hold on. Let me
Well, who are you thinking?
hold on. I'm going back like almost 10 years.
Oh, I'm not going back that far.
You're not?
No, not that far.
Okay. Tell me who you were thinking.
Buchnevich,
Oh, I don't think Buchnevich was a top line winger, man. I
top
mean,
six guy.
I'm talking like a bona fide top line winger.
Good question.
Because didn't Nash played on the left, right?
I think
So
most of the time, yeah.
so like I was thinking like before Nash. I was thinking like
That,
Gabrick.
yeah, probably.
Gabrick also played on the left. Anyway, we
Yeah,
can
bona fide top line right winger. That's in Gabrick. That's a strong argument.
Well, you know what's sad about your guest shades? It probably would be Buchnevich if we had kept him. He probably
Yeah,
would be playing on that top line right now.
yeah, probably. And it's been a rotating cast on that right wing, like all the way down, and it has not been pretty at times.
Yeah, no, it has
But
not. And again, that's the big thing, right? With Kako out, um, you know, like he was supposed to be that guy. Holy
yeah.
shit, you're gonna see it, Shades. But I just gotta tell you about this. Goudreau just got whacked in the face by a puck.
Oh,
Not, bro, it
oh, is it bad?
okay. I'm not sure if what I saw was true, but I think the whole top layer of his teeth were at center ice. Like it may have been his mouthpiece, but I think it like shattered the top part of his mouth. I got to go back and watch that.
Okay.
3:25 to go in the first.
To okay.
Yeah,
Now
he got
I
hit
just got I
straight in the teeth
Jesus
with a
Christ.
puck, a
I
saucer pass straight in the teeth.
I did not even want that visual. Thank you.
And that is
Dear Lord.
Liam's inadvertent play-by-play commentary for this episode of Pucks and Brews.
God damn, that sucks.
Yeah, well, now we could put him on LTIR and get that 3.6 million.
Uh, Jesus Christ. If I have to go and search Twitter and just see like 18 million people trying to explain how much cap space we have again, I'm just gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, I think the only reason why that conversation even mattered was because of Patrick Kane and
Yeah.
signed elsewhere. Oh yeah, we could have talked about that. Patrick Kane signs with the Detroit Red Wings, everybody.
Yeah, that happened. And he's now reunited with DeBrincat.
Yeah, Detroit just made a ton of sense. Great start to the year.
Yeah.
They have DeBrincat. He's crushing it over there. They're friends. And again, look at Kane's kind of track record here since leaving the Blackhawks. He wants to play with his buddies. Played
Yeah.
with Panarin for a little while, now playing with DeBrincat, and I think it's a good signing for both teams. For both parties. I'm interested to see how Kane does after his hip resurgence. So
Yeah, same. And didn't he have the same hip replacement or excuse me, hip resurfacement surgery as Backstrom?
I believe so, yeah. And Backstrom's career is not looking
Yeah.
great now.
Yeah, the
So
thing that makes me more optimistic towards Kane than towards Backstrom is Kane, like he does not play a physical game at all. He
Right.
is he's 100% a playmaker. He had some years where, I mean, he could shoot the damn puck too. Let's be honest. He had some years where he was considered an elite goal scorer, but he's
Yeah.
at the stage of his career where
Yeah. I would
he's
argue
definitely
that
a playmaker.
Backstrom was a playmaker though, like Kane. I don't think
Oh no,
Backstrom.
Backstrom is 100% a playmaker.
Right. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see kind of how it affects him. But he's back out on the ice. I think he's supposed to be starting here in the next week or so.
Yeah, Backstrom just strikes me as a player, as somebody who was like a little more willing to get into the dirty areas.
Yeah, definitely than Kane. I mean, Kane
Mainly
is
because he's a center. That
right.
definitely had something to do with it. But what was Backstrom played? He returned when 8, 9 months after the surgery, or was it a full year before he even attempted to play in a game? And Kane, it's been what, 6 months, and he's already almost going to
Shades.
play.
Shades. It's 2-0 Ottawa.
Shocker.
Claude Giroux.
Oh, great.
Well, at
Yeah.
least you know not to turn on the TV for the.
Well, no, at least I'm recording it and can skip through all the commercials and end my misery sooner, kind of like I've been doing with some of the Jets games this season, which, fun fact, or here's a pro tip: best way to watch a football game, start watching like an hour late. That way you can skip through literally all of the commercials. It makes getting through a game significantly quicker, and you go through the range of emotions quicker.
Listen, Shades. I mean, I'll keep this short, but I respect you a lot for continuing to watch the Jets. But why are you still watching the Jets? Why did you actively turn the TV on to watch Tim Boyle face the Falcons in perhaps the least entertaining football game of all time? Shades. Why?
Before I answer that, I'm going to pretend this is alcohol.
Yeah, you're gonna need to watching that game.
I don't know, Liam. I guess I like putting myself through misery and agony. But I have one thing that keeps me going.
Which is
If you stay with your team during the worst of times, the best of times feel that much sweeter.
I
That's
respect it.
really, really all I can say.
I like that. I mean,
And of
yeah,
course, as I say this, my camera's out of fucking focus.
I don't think your camera agrees with you.
No, my camera never agrees with me. Never, ever agrees with me. Once an episode, my camera has to go out of focus. That's just how it is.
Yeah, it's just how it goes.
Just how it is. But yeah, that's yeah, fucking Jets. They cut him. They cut Boyle earlier today.
Saw that.
Yeah, that's a whole thing, but that we're not going to go in depth because this is a hockey podcast.
They
But
signed somebody out of the Seahawks practice squad, right?
yeah, Brett something
Well, it
ripping
doesn't matter because the New York Jets are tanking.
are yeah, the New York Jets are the New York Jets, and no matter how many good players they get, they still suck.
But you know what? The
Great
New
defense though.
the New York Rangers are the best team in hockey.
And in New York probably at the moment.
Oh yeah. I think, I mean, look, no
Well, that's another good thing to say.
the Knicks
Another
are
good thing
good.
to think about.
The Knicks are good, but nobody legitimately looks at the Knicks and says you're gonna win an NBA finals. I think you can look at the Rangers and say,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything
and,
right now. Let's wait until the playoffs or around playoff season or as they're about to start saying shit because I got cocky last year and we lost in the first round. Not making that mistake again.
I will say this. I agree with you, but this year's team and last year's team,
Totally
not
different.
not even close to the same. So, and that's top to bottom. So, certainly exciting times ahead. I'll
Hell
leave
yeah. Yeah, and I need to get to a game this season because I feel like I haven't gone to a game in like 3 years, even though I probably went to like two last season.
Save it for the playoffs, man.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I was maybe I can spend some of the money that I was planning to buy Jets playoff game tickets for Ranger game playoff tickets. So,
Well, now you're saving money. There you go.
yeah, saving money if that's not happening. All my free money goes to video games now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll talk more off camera about that. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end it here. This has been episode 50 of Pucks and Brews. As always, I have been your host, Michael Shades Farasino, alongside Liam the Chillmaster Godimer. Follow us on all of our socials listed in the description box below, and let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.